Hello, I'm Neil. I'm a psychotherapist here at Bupa. When someone receives a cancer diagnosis, it can suddenly throw up all sorts of challenges and questions. Things such as, what will the best treatment plan be for me? How much time might I need to have off work? And financial implications. But perhaps one of the most difficult challenges is, how do I share this news with my loved ones? And particularly, should I and how do I share that information with my children? Now, many parents understandably think the best approach is not to tell their child about their illness. And of course, the intention there is to protect the child as best as they can. But as I'm sure you'll know, children are very perceptive, and the inevitable anxiety and tension that you may be feeling, that will be in the atmosphere in the house. And without your son or daughter knowing the reason for that, their anxiety will increase. They may become confused, even start to feel responsible for that, beginning to think it's their fault that you're looking tense or worried. So if you do decide to have this conversation, maybe take some time to plan it. Have a think about what time of the day you're going to talk about it, where you're going to talk about it, who might be there. Will you just be on your own with your child? Maybe you would want other people there, and even what sort of support you might want to have in place for them afterwards, as they think through what you've shared with them. Another useful thing to think about would be talking to the school. Maybe having a conversation with the teacher to let them know that you've had this conversation with your child. And I think that can be helpful because it's useful for the school to, if they're observing some unusual behaviour from your son or daughter, that gives them some context and some reasoning behind it. Now, you may well be asked lots of questions. Some of those questions you won't know the answer to. And in that case, I would say be honest and say so, but that you'll find out for them and seek out the advice of a professional. Now, there may also be questions about the future, questions that you simply, at the current moment, cannot answer. But rather than close down that conversation, I think it's a good idea if you can bring the focus to the here and now and talk about the present, talk about your treatment, how that's working, what that's about. For younger children, it can be a good idea to have some papers and crayons available when you're talking to them. Young children often find it much easier to express difficult feelings or confused feelings by drawing, so I think that can be a good idea to have those available. For older children, often they may want to research your illness on the internet. I think it's important to proceed with caution. There's a lot of false information out there that could really lead to increased anxiety. So perhaps even think about agreeing a rule with your child that if they do want to research your illness, that you'll do that together. And of course, only by accessing reliable sources. Here at Bupa, we have created a series of booklets called I Know Someone with Cancer. And these booklets are designed for 7 to 11-year-olds, written in a language that we believe they can relate to, and they are intended to explain cancer and also describe the treatments that are involved. Now, these booklets also give children advice on dealing with their feelings, even some fun things there around games and activities that you as a family can do together, both at home and even during hospital visits. And you could give the booklet to your son or daughter to read by themselves at their own pace, or you could use it as a guide for you sitting down with your child and working through together. These booklets are available free for you to download from our website. That's at bupa.co.uk/I Know Someone with Cancer.